Once again, good morning, class. So our next subject is English, and our topic today is about sports. But we're going to review the vocabulary about sports. So are you ready? Okay, so before we start, I would like you to bring out your vocabulary booklet and turn to number 40. So we are now on number 40 on your vocabulary booklet. So number 40, we have here cycling. Cycling. What is the meaning of cycling? It's a kind of sport or activity of riding a bicycle. So you can say also biking, for example, riding a bicycle. But mostly this is being done in a group, okay, or in a team. So again, number 40 is cycling. Cycling is the same as biking also. So if we're going to write a sentence, for example, using cycling, cycling is good. It's a good exercise. Cycling is a good exercise. We always do cycling every Saturday. We always do cycling every Saturday. So next is we have scuba diving. Scuba diving. So what is scuba diving? It's a kind of sport also or activity wherein you're going to swim underwater using scuba gear. So gear is the materials that you're going to use in diving, okay? And if we're going to use scuba diving in a sentence, you can say, I never tried scuba diving. Or you can say, his favorite sport is scuba diving. I am giving you sample sentences using our vocabulary because later on, I will be requiring you to write a sentence using our vocabulary today, okay? So next is we have here sailing. Sailing. Sailing is traveling by sea, by ocean, or yes. It's the action of sailing in a ship or a boat. Okay? It's a traveling by water. So in a sentence, you can say sailing is a good journey. Journey means travel. Okay? Very good travel. Sailing is a very good travel. Or sailing is a good journey. We used to go sailing on the lake in summer. Okay, so you can use a boat, go on the lake, and then sail over there or have a travel on the sea. So next is 43. So number 43 is rugby. Rugby is a game played by two teams using an oval ball. Okay, so could you see the ball over there holding by the man? So it's a kind of game being played by two teams using an oval ball. So in a sentence, you can say, they won the rugby football game. I like to play rugby. So those are just sample sentences using rugby. So rugby is a kind of a game using an oval ball. 44 is kayaking. Kayaking. So kayaking is the use of kayak for moving across the water. So kayak is the term for that boat. This is being used if you're fond of boating in the river, for example. So it's like a banana boat, but it's called kayaking. So the synonym for it is boating or canoeing. And if we're going to use in a sentence, we can say we do kayaking during summer. My friends went to the island by means of kayaking. Number 45, we have here opera house. So opera house is a theater designed for the performance of opera. So if you've never seen one, we have here in the picture, that is what we call opera house. So an example in a sentence is, I went to watch drama at the opera house. I saw the actor at the opera house. Now let's proceed. Number 46, we have harbor. meaning a port where ships or boat stops. An example for this is at Lomchabang Port. So at Lomchabang Port, we have a port over there where ships or boats stops. So other term for harbor is port or boatyard. Okay, it's a port. You can say port, you can say harbor or boatyard. Understood? So they are both the same. So if we're going to use that one in a sentence, we went fishing at the harbor. The ship stops at the harbor. Harbor is the station where ships or boat stops. Okay? 47, we have rainforest, a place with full of green trees and high amount of rainfall. Okay, so when we say rainforest, it's a forest with full of green and big trees. Okay, or the synonym for this is a jungle, full of trees and plants. And if we're going to use rainforest in a sentence, the wild animals live in the rainforest. The wild animals live in the rainforest, or the monkey likes to live in the rainforest. 48 is waterfall. Waterfall, okay, or it's a falls. It is an area where water flows. As you can see in the picture, that's why it's called falls, because it is where the water flows. So synonym is falls. Waterfall or falls, they are both the same, okay? So in a sentence, you can say the waterfall is amazing or it's beautiful. It is fun to visit the waterfall. It is fun to visit the waterfall, or visiting the waterfall is very enjoyable. Next, 49 is survival guide. Okay, I hope you remember this one. We had this one last time, the story about survival guide in Australia. So again, survival guide is a kind of book. Okay, it's a book actually. It helps the tourists to explore one destination, for example. So it is a booklet for guiding. Synonym is a guidebook. Okay, so survival guide, or you can say guidebook. Guidebook or survival guide. So in a sentence, you can say, I need a survival guide in order to live in the forest. So for example, you want to explore the forest, you need a guidebook, or let's say survival book to explore the forest. Next is we are reading the survival guide, or we are reading the guide book. 50 is route. Route is direction or way, for example. So if you can see the blue over there, that is an example of road, way or direction. So its synonym is way or direction. In a sentence, you can say this is the road to school, or this is the way going to school, or this is the direction going to school. Next is that road is going to Bangkok. That road or that way is going to Bangkok. Or you can say also that direction is going to Bangkok. Okay, so those are the 10 vocabulary words. So for your activity today, you are going to write 10 sentences using the following vocabulary. So we start on number 40 to number 50. Kindly do this one in your notebook, class. So the words that you're going to use in a sentence is cycling, scuba diving, sailing, rugby, kayaking, opera house, harbor, rainforest, waterfall, survival guide, and road. This is on your vocabulary booklet, so you can turn the pages of your booklet and take a look on the examples over there. There are actually two sentences for one vocabulary words. So you can see the examples and then do your own sentences, or write your own sentences, I should say. Okay, so that's all for today, class, and see you again tomorrow.